Hello, hello, welcome back. And today we're talking about this amazing topic, why you don't have to be scared of marriage. Marriage is not a third entity that you don't have control over. It's just you and your spouse, and you have full control over it. You have control. Marriage is not some big it or third entity out there. And this is why I was always really super scared of marriage. Because I always see people, it's like they're falling victim to their marriage, and it's like this third thing that they have no control over. And that's just simply not true. As if, marriage is not a big it or some third entity that takes over and is in control. You and your spouse are the marriage. If something isn't working, the fault belongs to the couple in the marriage, no one else. No one or nothing else. And that's actually really good news, because it means that it's the couple in the marriage who has the control of the success of the outcome. Together they can actively build their life together. If something isn't working, they can both adjust to move things in a more positive direction. Marriage is a living, breathing relationship that you and your spouse control. It doesn't just happen to you. Marriage doesn't happen to you. You happen to it. Make it better and solve problems. So I just think this is so powerful, because I think most of us don't realize this, and especially I never realized this either until I was talking to someone and I was like, oh my, this is exactly how it is. And I think people just don't like to take responsibility, so they'd prefer it as this third entity it thing that they've fallen victim to. But it's so empowering to know that you are in control. And so with all of that in mind, focus a lot of your criteria on finding a person you can solve problems with. That's literally the baseline. And even better, find a person that doesn't generate drama in the first place, but who is really good at seeing you and communicating with you when problems do arise. There needs to be such a level of love and honesty and trust in the relationship, where you're not lying or hiding things. You can just bring things out in the light, even if they're ugly and hard to talk about, and you feel like they're awful. I remember Jordan Peterson saying that. He was telling his wife, he's I don't care what you've done or what has happened, but I just want the truth. So I think that is so valuable, and I think most people nowadays don't know how to do it. And start working on this in yourself. I'm working on this in myself, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing, because lying is not good. And I know a lot of us, we grew up doing that maybe, so people wouldn't get mad or this and that, but that is not what you want to bring into a marriage. And you will be bringing it into the marriage or into your relationship, since that's all you've grown up doing. So it's really, really important to start nipping it in the bud and finding someone who will hold space for your mistakes, and so you can overcome them. And the most beautiful thing about this is you both have to let go of the control. And that is what love is. Love is not control. And I think a lot of us grew up with love being equal to control. Our parents thought that control was love. But what did that do to us? It drove us away, right? And we would lie and circumvent things and do things so that no one would get mad, or, but that's not what you want to do in a marriage at all. And I know most people do, a lot of people do, but that's not what I want for you in your marriage. You can be so open and seen, and everything can be so clear. It can be like your relationship with God, where it's just everything is there. And the most beautiful thing about this is with that love, that unconditional love, where someone can hold space for your faults and for anything you've done, is it doesn't give you grace to sin. It's not people in Christianity, they get it's so confused, where they think grace means you're free to sin. But no, grace just means you can come back from the sin. Whereas in other religions, once you've done a big sin or whatever, you're pretty much lost. And it's well, you just gotta wait till you reincarnate again to start again. But what's beautiful about Christianity is we have that grace to come back. And that's what it is in love. They give that grace for you to be able to come back. And what's so beautiful about that is when you love the person so much, when you love God so much, You don't want to hurt him. You don't want to hurt your spouse. So it's just like this beautiful all-around thing, like them being so loving and understanding. You don't want to sin against them. You don't want to like do the thing. So it's just this really, really beautiful thing. Whereas if they were being super controlling, like say, if like how your parents might have been, that's when you want to like lie and circumvent and like all this stuff. So it's just this really oxymoron thing of like letting go of the control, and having that acceptance is literally what will bring the person in their best light. It'll bring the person's best light towards you. Like then they won't be doing those things. So this is just a really beautiful truth that I've been learning. It's very new to me lately. And it's the most beautiful, beautiful thing. It's so healing. And it's just a beautiful concept. It's like when you see like God's like concepts, and then you see how it like works in like real life, you know. And then it's not so spiritual and lulu, it's like in real life. And it's just beautiful. So, you know, make sure that you are known by whoever you're choosing. Make sure you are known by them and that you both communicate on the same level. And if you find that, don't let go, because that is the ticket to a happy marriage. It's a big part of the ticket anyway. You know, find someone who is humble in the sense that they aren't bullheaded and are instead willing to grow with you. If you're a woman, find a man who will lead, but with sensitivity and grace. He should be confident, but not proud or arrogant. So, marriage is not some third entity out there that you have no control over and that you're the victim of someday. It's not this it, okay? And it's not something outside of you, outside of your control and influence. Like the kingdom of God is within us. We have the power. We're not powerless victims. And that's a bad attitude anyway, but it's just not true, okay? And this is why it's so important to be with someone who wants to make it work just as much or more than you do. It's so important to be with someone who has a growth mindset and is malleable. And it's so important to have communication. That is the key. If you guys can constantly feel misunderstood and not seen and heard in the dating process, do not go forward. That is a hard thing to overcome in marriage if the communication gap is not there. And like if you guys have different languages for communicating and you just never can see or hear each other. Like if you are not understanding each other constantly, that is a really hard thing for you to be doing for the next 60 years. You know, marriage is just not this third entity. I want to get that drilled in your head because you don't have to be scared of it. It's you and your spouse, and you both have control. You have control. You have the control and ability to guide it. So, find a person that you can solve problems with. That's it. You know, solve problems, glorify God, and be, you know, leading to God in your marriage. And it's the most beautiful thing. So I hope that helped you guys. Maybe gave you guys a little bit of an insight onto this like divine topic. And yeah, if you want to go deeper into the self-work to like help you get to this point, definitely check out my course, Divinely Favored. It's down below. And it's so, so good. At least just read the sales copy. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. So subscribe and hit the like button. I'll wait for you. And drop a comment below. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.